You've asked for it, let's make the MAXX. But first, I gotta figure out what body to use, because this is a really complex character and he needs to be flexible and big. And make sure to stay at the end of the video because I got a special surprise just for you. So when it came to the body choice, it was very particular because I was looking for a figure that could actually bend down. Is that the figure can do this. And after looking around, I'm like, who is a really big body and has really good articulation, which is hard to come by. And luckily for me, Storm Collectibles has just released their Blanca figure. Let me show you. What's special about this one is it's big, it's articulated, and it's big. I'm fucking winded. Up here, let's go ahead and open it up. Storm Collectibles runs a little bit bigger, which is good because although the MAXX size is ever changing, in general it's more of a bigger scale for sure, you know. So we're gonna have to do all the accessories: hands, head, feet. That's the primarily three. The suit. So let's get sculpting. Here's everything needed. The original sculpt is by Prairie Collection Studio. Basically with this head, I just chopped it up and then I modified it to fit the Storm Collectibles. And I did a bonus with this one because in this version, he's seen wearing a hat. So I did that as well. I implemented a hole so I can put magnets on there. There's a tiny little hole on top of this hole. And then if you put magnets together, it will hold it together. And this is my original sculpt from the side profile picture that he's most famously known for. So yeah, we're gonna be painting all of that. It's gonna be a mini review just so you guys can get a feel for this. This is not a cheap figure. I just want to let you know right off the bat. And I will be destroying this figure to make the MAXX. So, oh, well, here we have it, and this is why I want it. You see that? As long as this area is good for bending and posing, everything else doesn't matter. So I don't think the Jada toys can do that. Can it? I don't know. I don't have it. No, we get rid of this. Now that we have this body, we gotta get rid of all the extra stuff like the hairs, this part, the forearms, this, that, this, blah, 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 the legs, everything. Now he can actually go high. So look, just as comparison, the plastic covers it just a tiny bit, but because this part has like a deep hole, now he can go even higher. To remove all the extra parts, this is the type of posability that you can have. So for it to be this muscular and this articulated, magnifique le sacre-bleu le courson. I didn't want to paint this, so the alternative was to do a suit. Luckily, see, I got that JP on Instagram. He has a bunch of commissions right now because of the suit, but this guy made the suit for me. It's gonna be going on top of this because I don't want to paint it, as I mentioned, and I feel like it fits with the character. You know, it's a dude on a purple jumpsuit. Makes sense, right? So let's go ahead and put this on. So here we have the suit. The only thing is it is a little bit baggy on the back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut just a tiny bit more material so when we sew it together with the ladder stitch. If you're watching, if you're subscribed, you already know what a ladder stitch is. Do not ask me, look it up on YouTube. And then we're gonna tighten it in the back. So when in the front, it's gonna look a little bit more tight. As long as it looks tight, because at the end of the day, he's gonna be crouched like this, you know? So, and also cut some of the excess off the ends because these are too long. But yeah, that's basically the game plan. So the boots are going to be pretty straightforward. So they're just hollow. There's no like special connections or anything like that. They just meant to fit in top of the whole thigh type of deal, like this. And then these are just going to be painted brown with the dry brushing of light brown, just not to make it too complicated, you know. Now the ones that are going to be a pain in the butt to paint are going to be these ones, because I'm going to have to do a pink base and then paint the yellow on top of it. As you know, painting yellow is a pain in the butt. It should be fairly doable if you just do a correct pink base, but we'll get to that eventually. Right now, let's do these. I'll be switching it up. I decided to get these paints from Pro Acrylic. So these ones, surprisingly, they've worked pretty well. I'm not sponsored at all, but I could say that I really do recommend them. When it came to the boots, it wasn't like a complicated process, as I said before. And what I like about the design of the boots is that they're supposed to be like trash bags, I guess. It's a bunch of trash all bunched up together. So whatever method you got, it works. So you're good. If you made it this far into the video, I recommend you like, subscribe, comment, a salute emoji. If you want to try this custom for yourself, I will have the kit available for the MAXX and my Etsy for you to check it out. Make sure you favorite the shop. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so here we have the MAXX, the one I sculpted. So the idea when it comes to this one is I'm gonna have to do a base of pink to lay the yellow on top of it. So we're gonna do this pink, and then we're gonna do a combination of this purple and this purple to try to match as much as possible to the actual cloth. So when it came to these, I did two designs, but surprise, surprise, I did an extra one. Let me show you how I made it. Mommy. So this puts into practice the whole issue with layering the pink and then the yellow. All the Invincible customizers, this is what I'm talking about. If you're having struggles putting down your yellows, just put a strong base of pink, and that basically helps it layer the yellow on top of it. And depending on how light you go with the pink is also the result of how light the yellow might be, you know. So if you go a little bit darker pink, it might be a little bit more orange, while if you go a bit of a lighter pink, it might be more of a brighter yellow. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you're doing your layers. Okay, now that we have the yellow, let's go ahead and paint the purple. And the purples and the blacks from Pro Acrylics have a really good consistency that I painted it on with the paintbrush and didn't feel the need of an airbrush, because they're pretty thick but they don't look too clumpy, you know what I mean? And I feel like that sometimes the downfall with Vallejo, they're a little bit too thin, and to get the same result it takes up a lot of layers. So here I went for two styles, the sketch style straight up from the panels, and then more of the realistic with the yellowing of the teeth. Also, as you see here, this one has a magnet, and voila! It's his undercover look. So it looks pretty cool, man. Now that we have all these finished, let me go ahead and show you the end result. There's that surprise I told you about at the beginning of the video. I'm gonna have a second one. I don't know which one to sell though, because I got the quote from the thing, the Mezco thing, and it looks pretty cool. I know it's supposed to be green, I think, in the MTV series I think it's green, but sometimes it's brown. The hat also varies, it could be green or red, but I think my favorite one might be this expression. So I'll see what I cook up on Etsy. I'll just have it selling, but I'll make sure to include a bunch of crap, you know. And then let's go and pair it up with other image characters. You got Spawn from McFarlane. Here we have Invincible. I feel like his scale's pretty good, you know. Spawn, he's a demonic monster. I don't know how tall the MAXX is supposed to be. I think he's supposed to be like a very suit in the comics. He's big and small. But and then Invincible, you know, he's about average size. So I'm liking the setup so far. You know, it looks pretty cool. But yeah, guys, that's been the whole video. I know this is probably one of my most elaborate videos because I use a lot of techniques, the magnets, the fabrics, even though I didn't make it. Shout out to Ciega.jp. But yeah, man, it's been a long time in the making. Hope you guys like this video. But yeah, just be on the lookout for Etsy. I don't know which one I'm gonna sell, but I'll make sure to include a bunch of crap so it's worthwhile the money, you know. But yeah, thank you guys for your attention. Have a good one. Bye.